Dick, since we have you here, obviously, got to ask you a few questions about the Alec Murdaugh trial.
What case?
I know, right? What case? You were a household name before, but obviously with this trial, this was an international case. I mean, everybody was glued. Your brief synopsis on covering the trial.
Well, I've tried a lot of big cases, but never in the era of social media, and never in the area of the multiple media outlets, from court TV to God knows all these channels I'd never heard of. When Nancy Grace is sitting on the front lawn of the courthouse during the trial, you're going, well, wow. I mean, we're not in Kansas anymore. But the media coverage was so intense. Again, people watch it gavel to gavel every day for 6 weeks, that it generated not a cult, but folks. I was walking through the airport in Arkansas, flying somewhere, and a woman stopped me and said, "You're Dick Harpootlian." Yes, I am. I watched the Murdaugh trial from beginning to end every day. I said, where are you from? Toronto. I said, what do you do in Toronto? Oh, I'm a dental hygienist. I said, well, how would you be able to watch it? Well, she said, well, in the treatment room, there's a television set. And I said, well, did you cut anybody's tongue off?
While she was watching the trial,
I mean,
yeah.
How many people were distracted by the trial? I mean, it just seemed her interest in the trial was so intense.
Yeah.
And to her, I was a celebrity. I mean, like, really?
And you're just like, hey, I'm just doing my job here. And speaking about that being so intense, obviously after the trial, there's a Hulu series that was released. And it's here now. We also actually have a South Carolina native who's playing in there. Your reaction to the Hulu series?
Totally fictional, not accurate, made up. They can call it the Murdaugh murders, but none of the facts are right. Look, when I was a kid, you'd get a movie on like the James Gang, and they'd have Tyrone Power, who big matinee idol, playing Jesse James, and they'd romanticize it. And they didn't matter facts. Jesse James, in fact, was a former Confederate soldier who marauded, killed women, children, robbed banks, just a horrible person. And that's what this is. This is a totally fantasized, fictional account of the Murdaugh case. And, if you're watching it to glean some knowledge about the case or the people, you're wasting your time.
You're preparing for an appeal in February.
Yep.
What's that like? What's the process?
The process is reading our briefs, which I think are very good, reading their briefs, which, they're very good too. I mean, these are very difficult legal concepts, and then preparing to get asked any question by the court. I mean, this is a very, it's a contact sport. I've argued a case in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. This will be as intense as that.
Do you believe that Murdaugh could possibly get a new trial?
Yes, possibly. I mean, the conduct of the clerk of court gives us hope. Well, for one, it may explain why the verdict came back so quickly. But more importantly, the case law is that if she we believe, attempted to influence the jury, we get a new trial. And clearly, what Judge Toll, who had the hearing on those facts, found was that she said things and did things, and that influenced the jury, and that she had told friends she'd write a book. A guilty verdict would be very good for the book. She wanted to buy a lake house, so the book needed to do well. I mean, she's financially motivated to influence the jury.
For the final question, Dick, what do you tell individuals who look at this and say, why try to get a new trial based on the evidence that was presented? He, in fact, contributed to the deaths of his wife and son.
Well, there's no evidence that he did do that. There's no forensic evidence, no DNA, no fingerprints, no eyewitnesses, no confession, no. The forensics actually would show otherwise, would, I think, exculpate him. And so we're looking forward to a new trial if we can get one.